I bought 245 classic romance novels off of Facebook Marketplace for $60. Did I need 245 books? No. Did I let social media convince me that I needed 245 new classic romance novels? Yes, absolutely. And it was 100% worth it. Because did I promise you guys the biggest, most unhinged book haul you have ever seen if we hit 500 followers? Absolutely, I did. So, oh my God, what am I going to do with 245 books? Let's do this. Let's do our first ever book haul. We've got 245 books to go through, so okay, we'll start with the box that was on my lap. Cat Martin, Scent of Roses. Elizabeth doesn't believe in ghosts, but this time she has no choice. Cat Martin, Scent of Roses. Old rivalries, dark secrets, and an unexplained presence. Julie Garwood, The Prize. A king demanded her conquest. She surrendered only to love. Oh, okay. So royalty, the marvelous new romance from the New York best-selling author of The Gift. A king demanded her conquest. She surrendered only to love. She surrendered only to love. Ooh, power dynamics, romance, royalty. In a climate of utmost treachery, where Saxons still intrigued against their Norman invaders, Royce and Nicola reveled in their precious new love, a fervent bond soon to be disrupted by the call of blood, kin, and country. Right. Oh. Brenda Joyce, Dark Seduction. Highland warriors sworn to protect innocence through the ages. Malcolm of Dunrock is a newly chosen master, a novice to his extraordinary and dangerous powers, but he's already broken his vows and a young woman's death is on his hands. Malcolm is determined to fight his darkest desires, denying himself all pleasure, until fate sends him another innocent, the beautiful bookseller, Claire Camden. Oh, and desire is the first weapon. Since her mother's murder, Claire has done everything possible to make a safe and secure life for herself in a city where danger lurks. I'm not going to read them all. Another Julie Garwood, Murder List. There are a few authors. Oh, that again. Hotel heiress Reagan Hamilton Madison is flirting with danger. She agrees to help a journalist friend expose Dr. Lawrence Shields, a shady self-help guru who may have been responsible for the death of one of his vulnerable devotees. Hoping to find some damning evidence, Reagan attends a Shields seminar where the doctor has his guests make a list of the people who have hurt or angered them over the year and asks, "Would your world be a better place if these people ceased to exist?" Interesting. Okay. Susan Wiggs, The Firebrand. Sometimes passion has a fury all its own. I'm like makeup doing this. I've never done a book haul, guys. Especially not sitting on my floor. October 8th, 1871. 1871. One small spark ignites the entire city of Chicago. I live in Chicago. Sending the residents into panic. But amid the chaos, a miraculous rescue kindles an unexpected new love. Oh, so we're romanticizing the Great Chicago Fire. I'm in. We're going to make a tower, and it's going to be fantastic. Christina Dodd, In Bed with the Duke. I would like to add the great read guaranteed. See info for details. Demure lady's companion Emma Shegwidden never defies society's rules until the night she runs into the arms of the mysterious and menacing Reaper, a man who rides the night-shadowed countryside and conceals his identity behind a mask. His goal is justice, or is it vengeance? Only one thing is certain: nothing will stop him from his dark purpose. Christina Dodd again. Thigh high. You know, they talk a lot about how like books today are spicy. Like these are the covers back then. Like these are spicy. And then these are spicy. Also, do you remember when books were $5? Nessa Doll lives a sensible life until, that is, Jeremiah McNaught comes to town and enlists her help to investigate a string of bank robberies. Only Mac realizes that beneath Nessa's no-nonsense exterior exists an outlaw spirit, and between them burns a passion far hotter than a sultry summer night. Tower. Again, I think we're... Okay, the next couple are Christina Dodd. My Fair Temptress. Is that what it is? My Fair Temptress. They have stickers on them. I promised to show you guys the covers. Learn how to flirt in 10 lessons or less. Once upon a... Oh, sorry. Some enchanting evening. Once upon a time, in a kingdom high in the Pyrenees, 3 young princesses were forced to flee the chaos in their land, vanishing without a trace and lost to their people, until the day a courageous prince can bring the princesses home. I want to read more, but I'm not going to read more than the first line, or we're going to be here forever. Ah! Okay, Christina Dodd again. Almost like being in love. Almost like being in love. Beautiful, sultry. As the middle child, Pepper Prescott's rebellious nature helped her survive when her parents disappeared, and she and her siblings were sent to different foster homes around the country. Now an independent young woman, Pepper finds herself on the run after witnessing a shooting. Fearing for her life, Pepper flees to the only place she ever considered home, and is shocked to find her old lover, Dan Graham, living on the remote mountain ranch. All right. Okay. Susan Elizabeth Phillips, First Lady. Romantic comedy. Woo! How does the most famous woman in the world hide in plain sight? The beautiful young widow of the President of the United States thought she was free of the White House, but circumstances have forced her back into the role of First Lady. What? Not for long, however, because she's made up her mind to escape, if only for a few days, so she can live the life of an ordinary person. All she needs is the perfect disguise, and she's just found it. All right. Back to Cat Martin. Royal's Bride. A captivating new series from the author of Royal's Bride. Though he is a tilted nobleman, Royal Douar is singularly unlucky, forced to choose between his soulmate and his salvation. Ooh. Cat Martin again. The Silent Rose. When best-selling author Devin James checks into a quaint bed and breakfast in Connecticut, she only hopes to put the spark back into her sagging relationship with her fiancé. But what she experiences at the Stafford Inn changes her life forever. Cat Martin again. Queen. Perfect Sin. There is an engagement ring on the cover. Scandalous. He was a nobleman. She was a commoner. It was the perfect recipe for perfect sin. Oh, forbidden love. Forbidden love. Maybe. He was the ultimate rake. He was the ultimate rake. But Randall Clayton, 7th Duke of Belden, harbors a hidden motive for seducing the fiery-haired, passionate Caitlin Harmon. Rand is on a mission to find a murderer, and it's leading straight to Caitlin's father. God. That might be number 1. Jude Devereaux. Oh, we found a new author. Holly. On a starry Christmas night, will her heart choose privilege or passion? A love story for all seasons from a master in the art of intrigue and romance. A relentless campaign by phone, letter, and email has persuaded Hollander Latham's parents to purchase the home of her dreams, Spring Hill, a beautiful North Carolina plantation where Holly spent her memorable 13th summer. Now a successful architect, Holly is intent on reuniting with Spring Hill's neighbor and her love from that long ago summer. From a love when you were 13? I'm getting old. With the wealthy heir, Lawrence Beaumont, she dreams of working her way into Laurie's heart while restoring his historic estate, Belshire. Belcherie? Scandalous. Pat Martin. Silk and Steel. Tricked into marriage, he vowed revenge. But love had other plans. I'm good at this. She could take his name. Lady Catherine Grayson is a gently bred noblewoman with a privileged future ahead of her, until her greedy uncle decides to steal her fortune by committing her to an insane asylum. Girl, I feel you. But she couldn't take his heart, or so he thought. All right. Christina Dodd again. Trouble in High Heels. Sexy legs. Again, we have a pattern. When Brandy Michaels discovers her fiancé hopping a flight to Vegas to marry his girlfriend, she pawns her engagement ring, buys herself a fabulous outfit, and spends one sultry night in the arms of a gorgeous Italian stranger named Roberto Bartolini. Girl, same. What? I am happily married. I'm happily married, but like, okay. This is a happy story. Oh, this one looks very red. I like it when I see this. I like it when I see this. This one looks very red. The Rebel Bride by Catherine Coulter. An outrageously independent young beauty teaches Regency England's wealthiest, most notoriously rakish lord a thing or two about love and money. Ooh, I love it when a woman takes charge. Very well read. Very well read. Okay. Christina Dodd. My Favorite Bride. Passion, scandal, and secrets. A delightfully winning mix. When Samantha Prendergast arrives at Devil's Fell to take charge of 6 rebellious girls, the vibrant, outspoken governess is not quite prepared to deal with the tall, dark, and dashing master of the Grand Estate. Tongue in cheek. We're not even done with box 1. Tongue in cheek. Beautiful. How can one little lie land Meadow Savaris in such trouble? Sure, why am I talking like this? How can one little lie land Meadow Savaris in such trouble? Sure, Devin Fitzwilliam catches her breaking into his mansion to steal a priceless painting. And yes, in sheer desperation, she tells him she has amnesia, as one does. But then he claims she's his wife. As one does. As Devlin's own treacherous agenda comes to light, Meadow finds herself locked in I couldn't stop reading this one. Locked in a match of high-stakes deception. She doesn't dare take her eyes off him and doesn't want to. Yet the danger is just beginning. Oh, I like it. I like it. Jude Devereaux. Oh, the cover. The Princess. Oh, I love a sultry love scene. A lush romantic tale of adventure and passion. Her name was Arya. Big fan. A beautiful, arrogant princess from a small European kingdom. Stranded in a storm of intrigue near the Florida Keys, she is swept ashore and into the arms of dashing J.T. Montgomery, an officer of the American Navy. Disdainful at first, Arya is secretly tantalized by the handsome lieutenant's brash independence, and beneath her proud reserve, J.T. discovers a woman of sensuous fire. We love a good military romance. Actually, I don't. I don't typically like. Again, I don't read romance. This is gonna be a lot. I'm gonna read all 245 of these books and do the reviews on them, or at least try, see how far I can get into them, see if I DNF any. Yeah, but we're not through box 1 yet. Christina Dodd, Just the Way You Are. Beautiful. When Hope Prescott's parents disappeared, her carefree teenage life vanished forever. She and her 3 siblings were separated and sent to different foster homes around the country. Didn't we do this already? Now, 7 years later, Hope is still searching for them. To support herself, she works in an answering service and cares for her clients as if they were her family. No, I don't think so. No. Okay. Once again, orphaned from your siblings. We'll see how it goes. I think that tower's getting big enough. We're gonna start a new tower. Christina Dodd, Into the Flame. Roaming the Russian steppes 1,000 years ago, a brutal warrior struck a terrifying deal. In exchange for the ability to transform into a heartless predator, he promised his soul and the souls of all of his descendants to the devil. Ooh, good background. And so we got to read a little bit further. Ruggedly handsome cop Doug Black is determined to find the birth family who left him with nothing but a terrifying inheritance: the ability to change into a savage golden cougar. His search leads him to a woman as fearless and exotic as her name, Firebird Wilder. Is bitterly familiar with supernatural gifts and flees on discovering Doug's secret, leaving him alone once more. But no one can escape a wild cougar on the hunt. Yeah. Okay. Dark Magic. Christine Feehan. Feehan. Sorry. Would she find magic or madness in his dark embrace? Young Savannah Dubrinsky was a mistress of illusion, a world-famous magician capable of mesmerizing millions. But there was one, Grigory the Dark One, who held her in a terrifying thrall, whose cold silver eyes and heated sensuality sent shivers of danger, of desire down her slender spine. Everyone's spine is slender. With a dark magic all his own, Gregory, the implacable hunter, the legendary healer, the most powerful of Carpathian males, whispered in Savannah's mind that he was her destiny, that she had been born to save his immortal soul, and now, here in New Orleans, the hour had finally come to claim her, to make her completely his, in a ritual as old as time and as inescapable as eternity. Right. Christina Feehan again. Wild Rain. Maybe not about magic. It can wash away everything but desire. Pretty cover, though. Where does she have such personality? What has she done? With a new identity, a staged death, and a chance to flee the treachery that stalks her, Rachel has escaped from a faceless assassin. Now, thousands of miles from home, under the lush canopy of the rainforest, she's found sanctuary. Oh, stretching. Stretch break. Julie Garwood, The Wedding. Only a master could stop the sudden... Journeying from England to Scotland to wed a Highlander, Lady Brenna has resigned herself to the arranged match. But when a band of fierce, painted warriors capture her en route, she fearlessly met their demand to marry their leader, the quick-tempered Laird Connor McAllister. She couldn't know that her capture was merely the first act of vengeance against her betrothed, Connor's sworn enemy. Ooh. Enemies to lovers? Enemies to enemies? Cat Martin. Heart of Courage, paperback original. Oh, I think... Oh, we're going to not do this one. This one is the third in a trilogy, so we're not going to read that one yet. We're out of order. Wicked Promise by Kate Martin. Oh, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. A lady's desperate choice. When the loathsome Lord Bascom tries to force her into marriage, Elizabeth Woolcott, against her will, must appeal to her influential guardian, Nicholas Waring, known as the Wicked Earl. Nicholas Waring, known as the Wicked Earl, is a darkly handsome, charismatic figure with the power to save her, but a past that could put her reputation dangerously at risk. A ruthless womanizer, he's also been convicted of murder and barely escaped a hanging. All right. Christina Dodd. Oh, gorgeous. Treasure of the Sun. Target. Everything I'm... Oh, sorry. Catherine Maxwell traveled thousands of miles seeking a new life, only to find herself betrayed by cruel destiny and alone in an unfamiliar world. But a protector arrives to ease her fears, a dark-eyed aristocrat unlike any man Catherine has ever known. A rescue. Christina Feehan, Ruthless Game. First time in print. When there are no rules, there are no limits. A Ghostwalker novel. Is this the first one, though, or am I reading them out of order? Oh, God, I think I'm reading them out of order. No, this is the first one! Ghostwalker Kane Cannon is a pure male, animalistic, sexual, protective, instinctive, and his past missions have prepared him for anything. But his newest assignment, to rescue hostages in Mexico, plunges him into a hot zone he never anticipated. The hiding place of Rose Patterson, a fugitive, an ex-lover, a fellow Ghostwalker, pregnant with his child. Okay. Spicy, ghost hunting, predatory, romance, okay. Okay. Catherine Coulter, Devil's Embrace. In Devil's Embrace, oh, no, sorry. Okay, these are the ones where they write the letters. I'll read the page. I am damaged goods, my lord, not the virgin you thought to have. Since you are not a virgin, Cassandra, and know a man's body well, you must also know I will not hurt you. You will learn my touch and the feel of my body against yours. He dropped her onto the bed and sat down beside her, holding her hands above her head in a powerful grip. Don't fight me, Cassandra. It will change not. Do not do this to me, she whispered. I must, he said. That Scandalous Evening. I'm reading a lot of Scandalous Evenings, guys. You're altering my brain chemistry with every single one of these I pick up. disastrous season. A simple statue began the scandal. A lady concealed. An innocent English miss conceived of it, her hands gliding across the clay, delineating each smoothly defined muscle and sinew, creating a sculpture of the man she worshipped. When the likeness was exposed, along with Miss Jane Higginbotham's secret tendre for Lord Blackburn, the Ton's gleeful contempt sent the lady back to the country in disgrace. Now, a decade later, she's back in London, as a chaperone to her beautiful niece. But to Blackburn, Jane's unwitting model, the cool, reticent spinster, is still a challenge. She once made the arrogant rake a laughingstock. So why is he tempted to revive an affair that almost began so long ago on one scandalous evening? Ooh, I'm intrigued. Ah! Catherine Coulter, Lord of Falcon Ridge. When Chessa is kidnapped by Ragnar of York, Ragnarok? Cleves sets out to rescue her. After all, he's the one who negotiated her marriage to William of Normandy, and his word is on the line, of course. When a storm blows Chessa and her kidnappers onto the Hawkfell Island, outrageous complications set in. Oh, this is a trilogy. Jude Devereux, a knight in shining armor. Jude Devereux, The Conquest. Wild and beautiful, she was a woman like no other, a prize only one man could claim. I'm kidding. The Generous Earl. Catherine Coulter, The Generous Earl. A headstrong Scottish beauty is an irresistible challenge to her new guardians, a handsome English lord. Deeper Than Roses by Charlene Cross. Gorgeous cover. For my romance girlies, I think you'll enjoy. Emerald eyes, wide with terror, auburn hair streaming, exquisite Christina Harcourt fled into the night. Her noble father lay dead. With his murderer, Edward McHugh, in hot pursuit, she galloped wildly to freedom, only to fall into the arms of a golden-eyed gypsy. Born of a gypsy mother, Logan Chandler, true Earl of Murraycarn, wore many disguises. Committed to a desperate plan, he was amazed to find that his love for this profound beauty ran even deeper than his lust for vengeance. Lord Harry's Folly by Catherine Coulter. Love has the last laugh when a daring young lady poses as a lordly rake. Brave. Susan Elizabeth Phillips. Ain't she sweet? Fun. Fun, 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 fun. Sugarbeth Carey's come back to Parrish, Mississippi, and she's brought her reputation for wreaking havoc with her. She's broke, desperate, and too proud to show it, even with her old enemies lining up for a chance to get even. Her former girlfriends have their eyebrows penciled, sharpened into lethal points. Winnie Davis, her longtime rival, is fully armed with the money, power, and prestige that had once been Sugarbeth's. But worst of all, Colin Byrne, the man whose career Sugarbeth had destroyed, but worst of all is Colin Byrne, the man whose career Sugarbeth had destroyed, and not exactly accidentally. Sorry. Christina Dodd, Taken by the Prince. Okay, we like it. Lovely Victoria Cardiff is very strict and very sure that England is the right and only civilized place in the world. He's about to find out she's right. Only Victoria knows the truth about dashing, dissolute, dangerous Sabre Lawrence, that he is a renegade prince plotting to seize control of his country. And when a chance meeting brings them face to face, Victoria can no longer ignore their secret past, an encounter at a glittering ball, and a forbidden kiss that she's angrily vowed to never repeat. Catherine Coulter, Chandra. Chandra de Avenel looked like a golden princess, but she fought like a warrior, dreamed a warrior's dreams of conquest and glory. She wanted no man to rule her. She wanted to remain what her father had trained her to be, strong, self-reliant, free. Gerval de Vernon was the handsome young knight who wanted her and only her for his wife. He believed he could tame her, believed he could call forth the softness of the woman behind the warrior, even if it meant forcing her into marriage, even if it meant forcing her into a marriage she did not want. Okay. In places. Scent of Darkness by Christina Dodd. 1,000 years ago. Oh! This is this one. Right? Wait. No, where did I put it? We read this. No. I don't know where I put it. This was Scent of Darkness. This was The Darkness Chosen. It went with another one of these. This is a follow-up to the other one. 1,000 years ago, a brutal warrior roamed the Russian steppes and struck a sinister bargain. This is a follow-up to The Cop Who Turns into a Golden Cougar. One day, a dangerous prophecy revealed the truth. One family has been chosen to battle the darkness or face damnation. Anne Smith loves her dynamic boss, Joshua Wilder, but her daring plan to seduce him goes awry when she encounters a powerful wolf who, before her horrified eyes, changes into that man she adores. Oh, so the wolf books are not a new thing. She soon discovers that she can't escape her destiny, for Joshua is Constantine's descendant, and Anne is the woman fated to break the curse that binds his soul. Okay, more. Oh, no, we're not gonna. Okay, we're almost done with box 1. Christina Dodd, Into the Shadow. That's another one. It goes with it. It's another one of these. It's in The Darkness Chosen. We found another one. Blessed or cursed with the ability to change into a sleek, cruel panther. So we've had a cougar, a wolf, and now a panther. And driven by a dark soul, he's accepted as his fate. Powerful Adric Wilder abandons his family and his honor to pursue a life of wickedness. He excels at every vice, so he doesn't think twice about kidnapping strong-willed Karen Sonnet to use for his selfish purposes. But Karen's spirit and passion make him question the force of his family's curse, for she could be the key to their survival. And when a new evil emerges, Adric must choose whether to enact revenge on his enemies and redeem his soul, or save Karen from a fate worse than death. All right, and our last one of box 1. Kat Martin, Heartless. Gorgeous. I love a heartless woman. Please be the woman that's heartless. A shameless bargain. To escape her life of poverty as a tenant farmer's daughter, Ariel Summers made a bargain with the devil. She would become the Earl of Grievel's mistress in exchange for the schooling and refinements of a lady. But she couldn't foresee the Earl's untimely death, or her own disturbing attraction to his bastard son and heir, Justin Ross. A heartless demand. Justin never meant to demand payment from the tempting young woman his father had so callously planned to ruin. But her innocent allure provoked his ruthless nature, and he vowed he would have her in his bed. An unexpected passion. Seduction was his plan, but Justin never suspected Ariel's innocent passion would awaken emotions he had long believed dead. Now mistrust and betrayal threaten the fragile happiness the two of them have found, and Justin must convince Ariel he isn't the heartless man she believes. Okay. All right, let's count how many we got out of box 1. We're not going to put them on the shelf here because I do want to do a whole video in this series of putting them on the shelf. And I need them to be alphabetical or I'll cry. So let's count. 1. Okay, we're gonna 1. $44. Well, I didn't do 2 of them because they're further in the thing, so I should actually take that out. But okay, we talked about 42 of them. Let's take a break for a minute because my camera's down here now. We're back. Okay, we're gonna do box 2. I'm gonna try to speed. I'm gonna try to speed through things a little bit quicker. I still want to be able to give you guys a short description on every book, but if I take as long as I just took earlier, this is going to be a 5-hour YouTube video, and I think there are limits to what I can ask of you. But first, I would like to remind you guys, if you were enjoying this at all, if you would like to see more content, if you would like me to help monetize this channel so that I can buy more book hauls for you guys, please subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me, same WidowReads on Instagram. Right now on TikTok, it's MJ's Reads, whatever. If you look WidowReads, you'll find it. Please subscribe to the channel. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. I love you guys. Please comment down below right now if you have found a book that you liked from box 1. I'm going to split the chapters because they're all classic romance. I'm going to split the chapters by books. So please leave a comment on what book you think I should do a review on first from book 1. But also, look at let's do box 2. Ugh. Okay. Is your depth perception better now? Am I back to normal? Okay. Tall box or short box? Tall box. Yeah, I want to stack. Okay, we're gonna do box 2. Okay. So we read 42 of them. Previously. So, okay, we're gonna speed things up. So I'm gonna stop yapping and I'm gonna yap more focused. Okay. Judith McNaught, Something Wonderful. Beautiful cover. Love the flowers. Judith McNaught, captivated. Blah, blah. Now in Something Wonderful, she brings us her most enchanting romance yet. The story of Alexandra Lawrence, an artless country girl, and her tempestuous marriage to Jordan Townsend, the rich and powerful Duke of Hawthorne. Swept into an endlessly fascinating world of London society, free-spirited Alexandra becomes ensnared in a tangled web of jealousy and revenge, stormy pride, and an overwhelming passion. Beautiful. Moving on. Catherine Coulter, Our Girl is Back. Secret Song. Beautiful cover, once again. Dear reader, you met Roland de Tournay in Earth Song, a handsome rogue with a subtle wit and quick tongue, who was variously an actor, an adventurer, a master of disguise. Now in Secret Song, oh, it's a sequel, whatever. He meets his destiny when he must rescue from a Welsh stronghold Daria of Fortescue. As daring, as clever, and as fascinating as he himself. Wonderful. Johanna Lindsay. Love Only Once. Love Only Once. The beautiful niece of Lord Edward and Lady Charlotte Mallory, hot-tempered Regina Ashton is outraged over her abduction by the arrogant, golden-haired seducer Nicholas Eden. Tempting. Guys, remember, if you haven't already, leave a comment of what book you want me to review first from box 1. Catherine Coulter, Our Girl is Back again. Midsummer Magic. I love magic, but I don't think it's going to be that kind of magic. But there's a castle. Midsummer Magic, the first novel in the Magic trilogy, I found one in order, was published at the end of 1987. Now, 11 years later, we're reissuing the trilogy with brand new clothes. I haven't done any rewriting, as this novel is just dandy the way it is. Philip Hawkesbury, the Earl of Rothamere, obeying his father's dying wish, hires himself to Scotland to offer for one of the daughters of Alexandra Kilbracken, the Earl of Ruthven. Frances Kilbracken, informed of the Earl's arrival and his mission, disguises herself as Bespected Dowd so she won't be the one selected by a young Earl. but choose her he does, and all for the wrong reasons. I'm excited. This one's pretty. Valentine Legacy. In the early 1820s, horse racing was a down and dirty sport. James Wyndham, who owns racing stables in both England and America, finds his racing nemesis in red-haired Jesse Warfield, renowned hoyden and champion jockey who knows as many dirty racing tricks as James does. When either wins a race, the other's nose gets rubbed in the dirt. Jessie has known James for 6 years, since she was 14 years old. She often wants to kick him for the way he treats her, but most importantly, she adores him. She just doesn't know how to show it. Ooh. Friendly rivals? Catherine Coulter again. Lord of Raven's Peak. Beautiful, shiny. I love the Vikings. For hundreds of years. Oh, this is a sequel. Come back with me to Viking times with the Lord of Raven's Peak. Merrick Haraldson, the younger brother of Rorik, the Lord of Hawkfell Island, whose journey begins in Kiev, where he comes away with 2 slaves. But they're not who or what he thinks they are, not by a long shot. Then the question arises, can a woman be a skald, a troubadour of Viking times? Lauren, one of Merrick's slaves, is just that, and she's quite good. Don't like the slaves part, but whatever. Catherine Coulter. Ooh, this one still has a note in it. This one still has a note in it. Ooh, a saved spot. Should I just read from the saved spot? This is Catherine Coulter, The Sharborn's Bride. The Sharborn Bride. I've got to scoot forward. I'm so sorry. Just realized I'm further away, so you guys can't see as much. Dear reader, Douglas Sherbrooke's bride. Is a man besieged. He must have an heir. Thus he must first provide himself with a requisite bride. Alexandra Chambers, youngest daughter of the Duke of Beresford, has loved Douglas since she was 15. Unfortunately, it is her sister, the incomparable Melisande, he wishes to wed. I'm just going to open to where it was saved. She calls out softly, Douglas? There was no... Actually, that might be a spoiler. I'm gonna wait. Johanna. I'm like, do we have a man? Johanna Lindsay. Devil who tamed her. He loves a challenge, and she is an irresistible one. Oh, gorgeous artwork. My God. Gorgeous artwork. I love it when it's on the cover and I don't have to read the back. Just for this sake. Just for the sake of how long this video is. Catherine Coulter, The Heiress Bride. Dear reader, welcome to the conclusion. One day I'll have all of them. Linda Lael Miller. Taming Charlotte. And Linda Lael Miller, kidnapped and confined in a harem. That's not the scenario Charlotte Quaid envisioned when she prayed for just one grand adventure before sailing home to Washington Territory from Europe. While exploring the ancient exotic island kingdom of Riz, Charlotte foolishly lost her way. In a dizzying moment, she was snatched, bound up in a sack, and unceremoniously dumped, completely naked. I'm not joking. AI. Completely naked. In the ship's cabin of the very same man who had caught her fancy as a young girl in Seattle. Captain Patrick Trevoron. All right, last of the top. Last of the top. And then we go. Okay, Jude Devereaux. The Mulberry Tree. All around the mulberry tree, the monkey chased the weasel. The best journeys of the heart are those that are the least expected. All right. Let's do the middles. Teresa Meadows. Oh, we've got new authors. Let's go. Teresa Meadows. Shadows and Lace. Pretty. Shiny. I'm trying to let you guys see it. There we go. I found my angle. Shadows and Lace. Oh, this one has another saved mark. She climbed the saddle and mounted. With one roll of the dice, the shameful deed was done. Baron Lindsay Fordyce has gambled and lost, and now his beautiful daughter, Rowena, was about to pay the price. Spirited away to an imposing castle, The fiery innocent found herself pressed into the service of a dark and forbidding knight, accused of murder and much more. False Pretenses by Catherine Coulter. Compelling, superb storytelling. Men desired her, women envied her. Elizabeth Carleton, a beautiful and dazzling concert pianist. She seemed to have it all, but when her fabulously wealthy husband is murdered, Elizabeth stands accused, and not even her surprise acquittal and a cliffhanger trial can quiet the whispers of her. My tower. Double Standards by Judith McNaught. He had power, wealth, a way with women. She had beauty, fire, and a desperate secret. Linda Lael Miller, Time Without End. A vampire romance. Finally. He is breathtakingly beautiful, wickedly seductive, dangerously irresistible. He is the vampire Valerian. Linda Lael Miller's most beloved character from her acclaimed novels Forever in the Night and For All Eternity. His story is one of unearthly beauty and timeless emotions. An extraordinary life consumed by eternal darkness and inflamed by mortal desires. A love story that reaches across 6 centuries and beyond. Beautiful. My tower is gonna fall. I gotta get my shit together. Okay. Shoot. I don't know. A lot of you probably PG. I'm so sorry. Jude Deveraux, The Taming. I don't think that's a shrew. In a violent land, only the bravest, most splendid love. Gorgeous. Gorgeous covers. Gorgeous covers all around. Susan Wiggs. Ooh. The Maiden's Hand. The Tudor Rose trilogy. It's very Tudor style. It's very, please be the first book of the trilogy. The Tudor Rose style. Oh, let's go. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Very Anne Boleyn. This is the second one. Sorry. The book's okay, I promise. Oh, wait. Is this the first? Yes! I got the first one next. Frustrated by his own failures at Matros. So this one is called At the King's Command. Winner of the Holt Medallion. Frustrated by his own failures at matrimony, King Henry VIII punishes an insolent nobleman by commanding him to marry the vagabond woman caught stealing his horse. Stephen de Lacy is a cold and bitter widower, long accustomed to the sovereign's capricious and malicious whims. He regards his new bride as utterly inconvenient, though undeniably fetching. So this was book 1. Let me get my book through. It's fine. This is book 2. Roguishly handsome Oliver de Lacy has always lived lustily. Wine, weapons, and women are his bywords. Even salvation from the noose by a shadowy society provides no epiphany to mend his debauched ways. Mistress Lark's sole passion is her secret work with a group of Protestant descendants thwarting the Queen's executions. She needs no other excitement until Oliver de Lacy drops through the hangman's door and into her life. Wow. Got them together. My tower is going to fall unless we fixed it. Okay, we're going to move on. Can you tell I had caffeine? Can you tell I had caffeine? All right. Jude Deveraux, Return to Summer House. That one wasn't even on purpose. Return to Summer House. It's going to be a sequel. It is. Put them together. Linda Lael Miller, Forever in the Night. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Forever in the Night. Neely Wallace thought she had found the perfect lover. Aidan Tremaine was both angel and devil, as tender and sensitive as he was powerfully erotic. Then she learned the secret that tormented his soul. Aidan was cursed with the dark gift of immortality. His passion for a mortal woman was forbidden. a reckless temptation that fired the hunger within and threatened to destroy them both. Ooh, I love it when I am shocked that it is a supernatural romance. Oh, the binding fell off. That's fine. Oh no, it's a second binding. Pretty. Dream a Little Dream by Susan Elizabeth Phillips. A desperate young mother, a man with no heart, they dare to dream. Rachel Stone's bad luck has taken a turn for the worse. With an empty wallet, a car that's spilling smoke, and a 5-year-old son to support, she's come home to a town that hates her, but this determined young widow with a scandalous past has learned how to be a fighter, and she'll do anything to keep her child safe. Second one. All right, Amy. Teresa Medeiros, we're back. A Kiss to Remember. Laura Fairley needs a husband if she's to keep a roof over her 2 siblings' heads. The prim rector's daughter must wed by her 21st birthday. When she finds a mysterious stranger with the face of an angel and the body of Adonis, unconscious, in the forest, with no memory of his name or his past, she decides to claim him for her own. Okay. Little does she know that her fallen angel is really the devil in disguise. Like it. Ooh, Red and Black. Linda Leal Miller, Ragged Rainbows. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Shay Kendall has always lived in the shadow of her movie star mother, Rosamund Shay, but now the glamorous star has been forced into retirement and obscurity, and Shay's life was spent doing her duty and never thinking of herself. Mitch Prescott is the known author of scathing exposés, a forceful, probing man. Mitch had expected Rosamund's biography to be an easy assignment, but he hadn't anticipated the unsettling presence or the unusual pleasure of Shay Kendall. Exciting. I read that in a way that I didn't think it was ending, and that's on me. We'll get better. We'll get better at these. All right, we're almost through book 2. We're almost through box 2. We're almost through box 2. Ha! Linda Leal Miller, Pirates. Very not pirate cover, if we're being honest here. Very not pirate cover, and that's fine. Also ripped, as if ripped with a hook. Phoebe Turlow needs to get out of Seattle and forget about the man she just divorced, her dwindling finances, and the lonely nights of the stretch ahead of her. She can't foresee what awaits her on Paradise Island. Can't wait. Susan Elizabeth Phillips, Honeymoon. Honeymoon. From a dilapidated South Carolina amusement park to the shimmering glamour of Hollywood, orphaned Honey Jane Moon became the most famous child star in America by challenging the world with her fists swinging. But little girls have to grow up someday, and the passionate woman she becomes lives as fiercely as she lives, changing forever the destinies of 2 famous men. Dash Coogan, the last of the movie's cowboy heroes, trapped on a screen too small to contain a legend. And Eric Dillon, Hollywood's bad boy, whose dark, seductive appeal and blazing talent hide a painful secret that has scarred his soul. She's going to Paris. Always. Susan Wiggs, Summer at Willow Lake. Summer at Willow Lake. Focus. There we go. Oh, there's nothing. She paints the details of a human relationship with the finesse of a master. It's just her on the back. I'm going to assume she's the plot, which is not a bad plot. Johanna Beverly. We'll keep... No. Joe Beverly. The Devil's Heiress. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Shiny. Too shiny. There we go. I gotta keep you here. I'm getting better. She's called the Devil's Heiress, burdened with the wealth of a man she despised. Clarissa Greystone is a fortune hunter's dream. The Hawk. No one needed a fortune more than George Hawkinville. The Hawk is Hawkinville. Fresh from the battlefields of Waterloo, he embarks on a campaign to win Clarissa's money. Romantic. Linda Leal Miller, Shotgun Bride. Can it be a bride with a shotgun? I believe. No, it's a trilogy. Sorry, I'm doing fine. Memory's Embrace by Linda Leal Miller. In the wilderness of 1880s Oregon, dysentery. Beautiful Tess Bishop was captivated by the most fascinating stranger ever to drift into her small lumber town, a man as handsome and as cultured as he was mysterious. We're halfway through box 2. Brenda Joyce, A Lady at Last. The De Warren Dynasty. Mary Bridgerton. Raised as a pirate's daughter, Amanda Carn has been tutored in the finer social graces. We're fine. Raised as a pirate's daughter, Amanda Kerr has not been tutored in the finer social graces. Alone in the world, she has never depended on anyone until fate intervenes when Cliff de Warren rescues her from a mob at her father's hanging. Warren rescues her a little. Now she must set sail for England to find the mother she never knew, and her chaperone is an infamous ladies' man. I love it when they take advantage of women who are broken and downtrodden. Judith McNaught, Almost Heaven, West Virginia. Something Wonderful, Once and Always, A Kingdom of Dreams. Love and Dame Fortune have played havoc with beautiful Elizabeth Cameron. The impoverished orphan has survived a storm of scandal in London, and now her uncle, who holds her estate in trust, commands her to choose among 3 unlikely suitors. Only Ian Thornton, a bold, handsome rogue who has made his fortune from exploits on the high seas, so many pirates, has captured her fancy, but passion must conquer pride, for he wrongly sees the lady as a frivolous flirt, and she mistakenly disdains him. Catherine Coulter, Our Queen is Back, Season of the Sun, and boy, are we sunning. Oh. Zarabeth, with her hair as red as the Irish sunset, is chosen by Magnus Haraldson, a Viking on a trading visit to York, to be his wife. He is both stunned and fascinated by his bluntness, but is soon won over by this man who makes her laugh, brings her desire, and ultimately makes her trust him with her fortune and that of her little sister, Lottie. Sounds ominous, but I'm not going to keep reading. We're going to figure this out as we go. Judith McNaught, perfect. Pretty, pretty, pretty. A Rootless Foster Child. Why are we all orphans? I'm an orphan. I'm adopted. I'm not the heroine of a romance novel. A ruthless foster child, Julie Matheson has blossomed under the love showered upon her by her adopted family. Now a lovely and vivacious young woman, she was a respected teacher in her small Texas town, and she passionately lived her ideals. She was determined to give back all the kindness she'd received. Nothing and no one would ever shatter her perfect life she had fashioned. Zachary Benedict was an actor-director with an Academy Award-winning career, had been shattered when he was wrongly convicted of murdering his wife. After the tall, ruggedly handsome Zach escapes from a Texas prison, he abducted Julie and what? After the tall, ruggedly handsome Zach escaped from a Texas prison, he abducted Julie and forced her to drive him to his Colorado mountain hideout. She was outraged, cautious, and unable to ignore the instincts and whispered of his innocence. He was cynical, wary, and increasingly attracted to her. Passion was about to capture them both in its fierce embrace, but the journey to trust, true commitment, and proving Zach's innocent was just the beginning. What? I say dark romance is new. Catherine Coulter, Rosehaven. Come back to England in the year 1277 and meet Hastings of Trent and Severn of Longhorn, 2 strangers joined in marriage. Hastings is an heiress, and Severn is the warrior whom the dying Earl of Oxborough has selected to assume his title, properties, possessions, and his daughter. Okay, men. It is the Severn's duty to sire children, to bring strong new blood to the line, and keep Oxborough powerful. Both are in for a surprise. On Friday, a sensuous stranger entered Katie's life. By Sunday, her world would never be the same. This is Tender Triumph. beautiful. Okay, we're gonna start grabbing them by sections. All right, we got Wild Swan by Celeste DeBlasis. Vibrant, multi-charactered, and authentic tapestry of its times, here's Wild Swan, a novel that spans continents and generations to tell the epic story of one passionate woman and the many faces of love. And a tower. Catherine Coulter, The Aristocrat. I was raised on a... They do weird covers sometimes because she's writing about somebody in a different way, like a letter, and I like it. I just don't know how to synopsize it. I've known guys like Brent Asher since I was a kid. He's a pro football player, sexy, tough, immensely talented, and best of all, good-hearted. By definition, as a pro quarterback, his anatomy would make a woman whimper. Trust me on this. Okay, Catherine. I wasn't familiar with your game. Linda Leal Miller, For All Eternity. She is a creature of the night, beautiful, seductive, immortal. Her kiss brings the mercy of death to wounded soldiers at Gettysburg. Her courage defies the darkest schemes of the Queen of the Vampires. Her soul struggles for peace in a war that is brewing with angels and warlocks. But her heart is too human. And one man holds the key. His name is Calder Holbrook, a mortal man who has unlocked her deepest desires. And Maeve Tremaine is a vampire who has never experienced such all-consuming hunger for love or for passion. I gotta pause. I am just now starting Kingdom of Ash. in the Throne of Glass series. So seeing the name Maeve made me recoil like a snake. My bad. No spoilers. My bad. All right. The Proud Breed. Oh no. An untamed woman. A fearless man. A magnificent love. A monumental adventure that sweeps across a mighty century of American history. And boy, is she chunky. We're getting there. I thought we were halfway. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I lied to you. I'm so sorry. Joe Beverly, Forbidden Magic. Left penniless after her parents' death, Meg Gillingham is in dire straits. Her landlord has threatened to throw her and her siblings into the winter streets unless she surrenders her young sister to his lechery. Reluctantly, she turns to help to her only legacy, a magic statue that will grant wishes for a price. Ooh, I love the magic. Johanna Lindsay is back. Secret Fire. Enraged and humiliated, hot-tempered Lady Catherine St. John vows vengeance against the handsome Russian prince who abducted her from a London street. Determined to prove to the infuriating barbarian that the waif he kidnapped for his pleasure is a man-eating tigress who will not be tamed. You go, girl. Eat that man. But it's a romance novel, so he's gonna eat her. Jude Devereux, The Temptress. Don't we have another one? With the blazing spirit of a true Montgomery heiress, Christina Montgomery Matheson bravely defies the two men who abduct her. Forced into primitive rainforests of the Washington Territory, she is swept into a thrilling adventure. Amid schemes of greed and intrigue, the bold beauty resists the wooing of her captor and uses all of her wiles to entice the other, the mysterious Tynan, a dark, fatally handsome man who desires her, but who must refuse her love at all costs. Lots of words. Pat Martin, Seasons of Strangers. Is she losing her mind or her heart? I said, is she losing her heart and her mind? But I'm getting moderately dyslexic the more covers of books that I read, and I'm so sorry. Sorry. Catherine Coulter, Impulse. sex, intrigue, and international high stakes. She has once again proven she is the queen of romance. That's actually all I'm reading of that. I need to know that. Someone actually said sex, finally. Swan's Chance by Celeste de Blasis. Oh God, is it a trilogy? Wild Swan. It is. No, it's a different book. Oh, we've got markers. People used to mark things. I'm just going to open to the tab. Open to the tab. No, I'm not. Nothing exciting. Wild Swan, it is their land, the foundation on which Alexandra and Rain Falconer have built their lives and fortunes. Now civil war threatens all. As Alex defends Wild Swan and her thoroughbred racehorses, as Rain battles to preserve his shipbuilding empire, it falls to a new generation to keep the cherished family bonds and heal the wounds of a struggling nation. Cat Martin, Bold Angel. They were enemies in a divided land. Saxon beauty Karen of Ivisham longed to escape a chill gray cloisters of the convent to which she'd fled, but not in marriage to the towering, feared Ralph de Gere, the Norman knight who they called Raoul the Relentless. Even though he had once saved her from a fate worse than death, she could not forget that he'd raised the grim battlements of Braxton Keep on her dead father's land, or that his men had dishonored her sister. If she wed him to bring peace to her people, he would have to lay siege to her bed. Cat Martin, Gypsy Lord. Tiny, metallic. He was Dominic Edgemont, Lord Nightwick, heir to the Marquis of Gravenworld, but he was also a dark-eyed half-gypsy bastard. I'm just gonna leave it at that. What the fuck kind of first line? Okay, Cat Martin, The Fire Inside. The Fire Inside. Cassandra Kit Wentworth was no ordinary young woman. Headstrong and rebellious, this daughter of a viscount had no intention of obeying her father, submitting to a husband, or falling in love. But she never thought a man like Clayton Harcourt would pursue. Julie Garwood, we're back! I haven't seen you in a while. The Secret. She kept a secret from us for a while. Judith Hampton was as beautiful as she was proud, as purposeful as she was loyal. The dear Scottish friend of her childhood was about to give birth, and Judith had promised to be at her side. But there was another. Giving birth? Private reason for the journey. Oh, but there was another private reason for the journey from her bleak English home to the Highlands, to meet the father she had never known, the Lard MacLean. Sorry, that was not what I thought was going to be said. All right. Almost done with the box. Almost done with box 2. And we're going to take a small break again. Catherine Coulter, Fire Song. Wait. No. Different one. My bad. No, it was. It was Earth Song and Secret Song. We found the third. Lord Graelum de Morton is a warrior, a man both hard and ruthless, a man who takes what he wants and never looks back. Cassia Dolores of Brittany is gentle and yielding, untested in the ways of men. Untested in the ways of men. She cheats death only to find herself wedded to a stranger. All right. Last chunk, my friends, my loves, my loved ones. Last chunk of box 2. All right. Give us some bangers. I beg you. And then we restock. Because then we do the bookshelf for the next thing. Judith McNaught, Paradise. Another pretty cover. We love her. Meredith Bancroft, a serenely beautiful blonde, and Matthew Farrell, an intense magnetic tycoon, are both haunted by their once-in-a-lifetime love, betrayed in a conflict of heartache and pain. When the Bancroft family empire is threatened by a hostile takeover attempt, Meredith is forced to turn to Matt. As tensions build between them, bittersweet, poignant memories rise to the surface, leaving them both uncertain, restless, and falling in love again. We love it. We love a second chance romance. Julie Garwood, Ransom. Are we gonna get some conflict here again, Julie? Overflowing. In the dark days after the death of Richard the Lion-Hearted, lives and lands would fall into upheaval at the hands of powerful, hungry British ruler and his violent minions. One victim of the scourge is innocent Gillian, who is a mere child when the cruel and ambitious Baron Alfred slaughters her father and tears her family apart. Alfred, determined to recover a jeweled box for the despotic King John, is furious when the precious treasure slips through his fingers, only to be lost for more than a decade. Okay. Catherine Coulter, Beyond Eden. Ooh, this one looks a little modern after we've been going back in the past so much. Lindsay Fox is a successful model, a beautiful woman who hides behind a new name to protect herself from a past of betrayal and treachery in a present filled with sinister shadows. The product of old San Francisco wealth, the daughter of a man who despises her, she is brutally deceived by her sister's husband and continues to live in the shadow of her sister's perfect image. Modern, fun. All right, last one from book 2 before we take a small break again. Lee Kendall reveled in her stellar Broadway acting career and in her marriage to Logan Manning, scion of an old New York family. When her husband finds the perfect mountain property for their dream house, he decides to surprise Lee with her first view of the site. Driving upstate on a winter's night, Lee is run off the road in the middle of a blinding blizzard. When she awakes in the local hospital, seriously injured, the police inform her that her husband has mysteriously disappeared. And Lee, although obnoxiously, obviously distraught, becomes the focus of their suspicions. A mystery? A murder mystery? I bet it's the husband. I bet he was trying to take her money. But let's come back to that later. Okay, that was box 2. I'm gonna go drink some water. Take this as your reminder. Walk around, stretch. If you're listening to this on audio, make sure to shake your ears around. And once again, guys, if you are enjoying this video, please subscribe here on YouTube. If you are seeing this in any short version, or if you like to follow on other social medias, WidowReads on Instagram is where all this content blew up, is where all those viral videos happen that made you guys make me want to buy all these books, where you guys convinced me to. So please follow me on Instagram at WidowReads. Please follow me on TikTok at MJ's Reads. Just look up WidowReads. And here, please subscribe to me on YouTube. I love you guys, and I'll see you in just a second. I'm not actually going to disappear. This is YouTube. I'll be right back. We are back for box 3. We have changed box shapes. We have a Sun Chips box full of books. Reminding you guys, please subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed even 1 second of the content, and that this video is broken into chapters. This is the beginning of box 3. So right now, please, so you can dramatically see the books. Right now, please leave a comment right now, letting me know what book from box 2 you would like me to review first, and we will. And now we're gonna go through this. This is gonna be a long video, and by the end of this box, I'm going to decide if we're gonna split this into 2 videos, or if I think that you guys are crazy enough to want to watch like a 3-hour video about 245 books. So we're gonna find out, and thank you for watching. All right. Never need a weapon. Just all right. Time to make some towers. Susan Elizabeth Phillips, Lady Be Good. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Lady Emma Wells Finch, the oh-so-proper headmistress of England's St. Gertrude's School for Girls, is a woman on a mission. She has 2 weeks to lose her reputation. Arriving in Texas with skirts flying, umbrellas pointing, and a beautiful mouth. Issuing orders, she knows only one thing will save her from losing everything she holds dear. Complete and utter disgrace. Ooh, I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it. We got a speed run, though. We got a speed run, and I'm not doing a good job of speed running. I have something special at the end of this, though. I'm crashing out. Jude Devereux, our lovely lady, has returned. Jude Devereux, Forever. A novel of good and evil, love and hope. From A Night in... Darcy Monroe overcame a childhood of neglect. Of course, we all did. With an ebullient spirit, a positive attitude, and extraordinary determination. Now, the resourceful young woman, hired as Adam Montgomery's personal assistant, devotes more than just professional attention to this devastatingly handsome millionaire. But one thing bars Adams from accepting Darcy's love. He's intent on discovering the secret of his parents' disappearance, for she possesses the otherworldly abilities. Oh yeah, we're romantic fantasy. Needed to help him fight a terrifying mistress of the dark arts. We love it when they tiptoe into romantasy here. The original romantasy. Ooh, what a pretty cover. Teresa Medeiros, Lady of Conquest. And it's a double cover. It's a double cover. My bad. Somebody's going to yell at me in the comments. But it's a double cover. My Kingdom for a Kiss. He's called Con of the 100 Battles, the warrior king who forged a nation from a land of isolated clans. As High King of Ireland, he rides with the legendary Fianna, his elite band of warriors, but a threat to the throne looms from a mysterious scourge who has vanquished several of Khan's bravest warriors. Khan rides out alone to face a seemingly invincible foe, never expecting that he will confront a grief-maidened hellcat with emerald eyes and hair like liquid flame. I love the redhead love we get in this. Brenda Joyce, The Perfect Bride. The Perfect Bride. A woman without passion and a man without hope. A childhood trauma has left Lady Blanche Harrington incapable of all emotion, least of all love. Now, circumstance demands she marry, and Blanche dreads choosing from her horde of fawning suitors, for one very eligible gentleman has not stepped forward. What's to come? Brenda Joyce is back, our beloved, beyond scandal. Adoring and innocent Anne Stewart was seduced by Dominic St. George, Viscount Leons, then brazenly abandoned on their wedding night. Asshole. Now 4 years have passed, and England's most mysterious lord has returned to Waverley Hall. Anne can never forgive Dominic for the shame he caused her. She is determined to resist his advances and ignore the gossip and speculation surrounding them. But shocking revelations and deadly intrigues are drawing her ever closer to her enigmatic husband, to whom she dares not surrender again. The secretive stranger who holds the key to her survival. Jude Devereux, Mountain Laurel. Mountain Laurel. Captain Ring Montgomery. How many Montgomerys are there? Was handsome, a skilled rider, a crack shot, popular with the men and their ladies. That was reason enough for a jealous, surly colonel to saddle Montgomery with the most peculiar assignment, to escort an opera singer into the Colorado goldfield. Tune in for more. I'm losing it the further this video goes along, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm losing it. I should be hydrating. Ooh! We're looking a little modern. Vicki Louis Thompson, My Nerdy Valentine. He's hot enough to melt a box of chocolates. Beautiful. Okay. Kate McAllister ain't misbehaving. He's a god, a legend, a man of mythic proportions who makes her long to misbehave. You aren't ready for this cover. Oh my god. Johanna Lindsay, Captive of My Desires. The Mallorys returned. Gabriel Brooks set sail from England to a Caribbean island in search of her estranged father and encounters a life-altering surprise. Her father is a pirate! I'm sold. Jus Devereaux, Our Lady in Pearls is back. The Duchess. Claire Willoughby was a modern American girl of the late 1800s, fresh, practical, energetic, and wide-eyed. With curiosity, a clause in her grandfather's will says that she must be wed an acceptable man to keep her millions, and blonde, handsome Harry Montgomery, the 11th Duke of McErin, was perfect. He owned a historic castle, he looked manly in a kilt, and he was as much a titled Scotsman as Bonnie Prince Charlie himself. Let's find out more. All right, we're almost through the top row. We're getting there, my beloveds. Devereaux returns again. Is his last name gonna be Montgomery? Guess in the comments now. The Enchanted Land. For beautiful Morgan Wakefield. Ooh. The land lay west of the bluegrass splendors of her Kentucky home, and within the powerful embrace of Seth Coulter, the handsome rancher with whom she had struck a bargain that would change her life. Beneath the star-studded New Mexico skies, Coulter awakened in Morgan a woman's passion. Stoking the sensuous fires of a bold, tempestuous romance. Though fate would make them enemies, theirs was a love that would endure, never to be forsaken. Let's learn more. I'm gonna stop saying that. I'm sorry. A Gentleman's Honor by Stephanie Lawrence. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love the blue and gold. The season has yet to begin, and the second member of the Bastion Club, a tall, handsome Anthony Blake, Viscount Torrington, is already a target for every matchmaking mama in London. None of their flighty daughters can fix his interest, but a certain lady does. It's giving Bridgerton? The title's giving Bridgerton, the design, the description? Let's guess. Was it before or after Bridgerton? When were we written? I'll figure it out one day. 2003. And when was The Duke and I written? Let's find out. I don't know these off the top of my head. The Duke and I was written in 2000. Ooh, we love a scandal. Sorry. No biggie. I'll read it anyway. Vicki Lewis Thompson is back, guys, with the remarkable covers. She's hot. He's not. Until. Sorry. She's hot. He's not. Until they're stranded in paradise. Nerd in shining armor. Oh my God. Oh God, we got like 3 more rows to go. Your girl's got to get to work. Okay. Brenda Joyce, Captive. The haunting song of a distant era calls the beautiful graduate student to her subject, the enigmatic Captain Blackwell. Across the centuries, she is drawn by an inexplicable passion into a realm of mystery and danger. To be imprisoned in an opulent world of harem intrigue and sensuous slavery. What? What? Okay, girl. Julie Garwood, Castles. We're getting to one-word titles again. Orphaned, again. I'm going to make a drinking game on every single time one of the sexual female leads is an orphan. Orphaned and besieged, Princess Alessandra knew that only hasty marriage to an Englishman could protect her from the turmoil in her own land. To the amusement of her makeshift guardian, Colin, younger brother of the Marquess of Canewood, the bold raven-haired beauty instantly captivated London society. When Alessandra was nearly abducted by her unscrupulous countrymen, the fighting instincts that won Colin a knighthood for valor were kindled. A blossomed romance. Okay, don't be a trilogy. Brenda Joyce, The Third Heiress. I think it's just The Third Heiress. Okay. Sexual intrigue, betrayals, and century-old cover-ups. A page-turner. The Third Heiress. When Jill Gallagher's fiancé is tragically killed, she brings his body home to his aristocrat English family. Once there, she enters a world of hostility, suspicion, and closely guarded secrets. There, she finds an old photograph of an American heiress named Kate Gallagher, who looks remarkably like herself. Well, you have the same last name. And who disappeared nearly a century ago. What legacy of scandal has she unearthed? Who is so desperate to stop her? And can she trust that enigmatic man who may be her greatest ally or her most dangerous foe? Plot twist, you're reincarnated. Stephanie Lorenz, first time in paperback. The Truth About Love. Bold, passionate, and possessive, the Sinistermen let nothing stand in their way when it comes to claiming the women of their hearts. I'm just going to leave it at that one. We're just going to leave it at that. That tower is done, and we're going to build a new one. Or stack. Feeling good. Lifting weights. My legs are asleep. Ooh. Oh, I'm really glad you guys can only see. Hear what's up. I think I keep moving further back. The depth perception will drive you crazy if I stood up right now. I'm a camera on there. Anyway, Johanna Lindsay has returned. I realized that when I'm this far back, I can't show you the covers of the books. What is wrong with me? As well as I should. So I've got to scoot up a little bit. A touch of hell, a taste of heaven. Hoping to cool off of a 25-year-old feud between two neighboring families, enemies to lovers. Cassie Stewart only succeeds in pouring kerosene on the flames. Both sides have warned her to get out of Texas pronto, or they will burn her father's ranch to the ground. What Cassie needs is a peacemaker, but she ends up a widowmaker instead. Girl, what? Angel by Johanna Lindsay. Oh, Judith Devereaux has returned. Double Standards, another flower cover. We love consistency. In the exclusive, glittering world of business superstars, Nick Sinclair was a legend. The ruggedly handsome president of global industries handled his business the way he handled his women, with charm, daring, and ruthless self-control. A man used to the very best, Nick hired Lauren Donner, and assumed the proud beauty would soon be another easy conquest, but Lauren's flashing wit and rare spirit dazzled him, and slowly, against his will, he was intrigued, challenged, and in love. That was wildly inappropriate. I'm so sorry. It is so late at night. Teresa Medeiros has returned with our fantasy, our original romanticies, A Breath of Magic. A Breath of Magic. Marion Whitewood hadn't quite gotten the hang of the powerful amulet she'd inherited from her mother. But she never expected it to whisk her more than 300 years in the future. Flying unsteadily on her broomstick, she suddenly finds herself among towers of glass and metal, the tumbling from the sky to land at the feet of a man with frost-gray eyes and a seemingly flint heart. Gorgeous, gorgeous time-traveling romance. Everything I assume romance enjoyers want. Hello. Heather and Velvet. by Teresa Medeiros. A terrific tale full of larger-than-life characters and thrilling romance. That's what you get. She was an innocent lass who haunted a highwayman's dreams in the land of heather and velvet. Someone to name a book after me that isn't you crazy bitch. All right. Oh, we have so many left in this box. And then this box and this box. I'm going to go ahead and say now that I think this is going to be 2 videos. This is going to be 2 videos. Mainly because I'm losing it. But I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. I hope you are. And I hope you come back for part 2. And I hope you're fine with this being, you know, an 1.5-hour video instead of a 3-hour video. Let's keep going. Stephanie Lorenz, The Untamed Bride. Hello. They're battle-hardened, sinfully wealthy, completely unstoppable, and all male. Four officers of the crown fighting against a deadly foe known only as the Black Cobra. And the name of it is The Untamed Bride. So I'm going to assume she's the Cobra. 4 on 1. The Scandal. Jeu d'oeuvre. Someone to love. Sometimes broken hearts find answers beyond time. Ooh, are we getting an Outlander-esque plot? Someone to love. It's been 3 years since his fiance's mysterious suicide. And Jace Montgomery... Sorry. It was another Montgomery. I got visceral reaction. We'll come back to that. Stephanie Lorenz, What Price, Love? That's the title. Dylan Caxton, protege of Demon Censor, is disillusioned with love. Blessed with wealth, status, and stunning good looks, he has no time for marriage-hungry misses. As a guardian of the sports of kings, he has a daring criminal scheme to thwart, one that threatens to wreak havoc on the thoroughbred racing world. All right. Kind of a change of pace. I like it. I like that we switched it up. How many have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And before this, we did... Okay, we're halfway through. We're going to read one more. We're going to go in blind. And then this is going to be the end of video 1. And then I'm going to keep recording. Maybe change shirts. Switch it up. Become a little more stylish. We're doing great. I hope you've enjoyed this descent into madness. Because I have. But guys, so we're going to pick one more. Randomly reach and dig around and hope it's a real page turner. We're going to pick one more book, and then this is going to be the end of part 1. And then part 2 will be up tomorrow, or whenever you see this. If it's not the day this video comes out, it'll just be the next video available. I'm only going to do these a day apart. But guys, I hope you've really enjoyed. This is a small reminder that if you've enjoyed it all, please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Super happy to have you here. I am brand new to booktube, bookstagram, booktok, and all of those things. It has been exactly a month that I've been doing this, and I'm just really glad that you guys are here. Please subscribe. Turn on notifications if you want part 2. Turn on notifications if you want part 2, and then let's hope for the best here. Should I go to the bottom rack? Should I go to the front? Go to the... Okay, we're gonna grab 3. We're upside down. We're gonna move them around. I like purple. Teresa Medeiros, Fairest of Them All. Our final book of part 1. 121 books in part 1. 124 to come tomorrow. She was rumored to be the fairest woman in all of England, but Holly de Chastel considered her beauty a curse. She had already turned away scores of suitors with various ruses, both fair and foul. Now she was to be the prize in a tournament of eager knights gathering from across the land, each more determined than the last to win her hand. Holly had no intention of wedding any of them, and concocted her most outrageous plan yet to disguise her beauty from their avaricious eyes. But she never planned on Sir Austen of Gavonmore. The darkly handsome Welshman had come looking especially for a plain bride, and Holly seemed to fit the bill. Suddenly, she found herself in the possession of this mysterious stranger, ensconced in his castle and forced to keep up her carefully planned illusion. Why did this electrifying, passionate male, who could have any woman he wanted, desire a homely bride? And what would happen when he learned he'd been tricked into a beautiful woman? Oh my God. By the time Holly found out, it was too late to avoid the searing fires of passion and the dark curse of Gavonmore. Oh boy. All right, my tower is going to stay, and we're going to pick up tower with part 2. But guys, that is it. Oh no, no. Remind me in the comments when you watch this video, hey, when you start filming again, the box is going to open up on you from the bottom. A little background on me. If you're still watching, if you care about me rambling, I actually don't normally read romance though. I thought this was a great way to showcase amazing things by women and beautiful things like that. But a lot of the things I read are thrillers, psychological thrillers, and horror. I also read books by everybody. Stephen King is my favorite, one of my favorite authors. Riley Sager is my favorite author. And so many good books and so many good things. And I hope that this has introduced you to my channel. I hope you've enjoyed my personality. I will have many, many, many reviews that aren't romance, since this was me tiptoeing into it. I hope you guys will be here for part 2. Thank you to everybody who made every video go viral on Instagram. And if you're not from there, please follow me on there. WidowReads, that's my biggest platform, or we can make this my biggest platform. I'm just here to help people fall in love with reading again. Reading is the one thing that I never stopped falling in love with. So if you enjoyed, please subscribe to the channel. Please turn notifications on for part 2, which will be coming tomorrow. And thank you guys again so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being the best. You guys are amazing. I adore you. I appreciate you so much. And I hope you enjoyed. This is kind of insane. And I'll see you guys for part 2.